This is an absolute disaster.
Let me go. You're talking nonsense.
Insulting a police constable, eh? That's quite enough.
What's happening here, Constable?
Mr. Holmes, this gentleman here is the fellow who built the scaffolding which collapsed and caused this accident.
That ain't true.
How were you hurt?
This hammer hit me on the leg.
How?
It flew out from the scaffolding I put up. When the damn thing collapsed, the hammer flew out and cost me
You
leg.
were standing over there at the time.
Oh, aye. Yeah, that's right.
So it would not have been possible for him to bring the scaffolding down, Constable?
Perhaps it was poorly constructed.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. And what made it fall? Perhaps it was you, waving around that rotten stick of yours.
You'll wind up getting a taste of it if you carry on like this.
One moment, Constable. The scaffolding here has been entirely dislodged. It is unlikely that this disaster could have been the fault of this gentleman. Allow me to inspect the area. And if you could possibly be of use, close off the surrounding section. Do not grant anyone access, nor allow them to leave. Is that quite clear?
Absolutely, Mr. Holmes.
This accident is a little unusual. I need to concentrate on the details. I must include all the participants in the accident sequence.
My poor leg.
What do you make of this accident, Holmes?
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
It all happened so quickly. There was an explosion and my horse startled and threw me back against those wardrobes.
This jaunting car would be capable of traveling at great speed. The driver is dead. He was killed by the explosion. This cab was set on fire by the explosion at the lamp shop. A common fatal, an uncommon location. Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
No, you can't. Go away.
Those wardrobes fell like dominoes. Good day to you, sir. Would you mind answering some questions? I'm investigating this accident. Are you the driver of this cart?
Yeah. I was transporting vegetables from my farm to the London market.
What can you tell me about the accident?
I don't know. There was a collision. I felt the ground. I come over all dizzy.
What did you collide with?
That contraption up in front of me. He stopped all of a sudden and I tried to avoid him, but I wasn't quick enough.
Do you have any idea what might have caused this cab to stop so sharply?
No idea.
An old sprung cart, which has seen better days. This technical cab was involved in this tragic accident.
This is an absolute disaster.
This carriage was struck by the scaffold when it fell. Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
Please, not now. I'm in shock.
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
Please.
Mr. Holmes?
My poor leg.
This cab hit the scaffold and caused it to fall. Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
It all happened.
The pumpkins fell here after the sprung cart collided. This mechanism played a part in the accident, I'm sure of it. No, it wasn't like that. That's it. The axe was catapulted by the scaffold and it landed here. The rope holding the bunting was torn apart. A large section of it is now missing.
Please.
The old gas lamps in this square have been upgraded to electricity. That's it. Celebratory bunting. A dead driver, another victim of the explosion. This horse was blinded by the flag, causing it to bolt into the window. The overturned lamps may well have caused the fire and explosion. I believe I've enough information about this accident. Now let's recreate the sequence of events. include all the participants in the accident sequence. That's it. The technical cab's sudden halt caused this disaster, but the lamppost fell down afterwards. So why did the cab stop? Some kind of solvent. A piece of fabric drenched in solvent. A tattoo. I suspect it's from... This man was killed by electricity, as shown by the distinct mark on his hand. Rasco. Yes, I know him. He's a small-time local criminal. A pneumatic hammer. Mud. Oof. Smells bad. This crank has been turned. This man was armed with a revolver. Webley, I suspect. This cab was painted recently. There is some text underneath the paint here. Could be important. I'll need to find a way to remove this fresh paint. This cab was painted recently. There is some text. There is some text. There is some electrical wiring here beneath the manhole. There is some electrical wiring here beneath the manhole. I've not seen such a device before. The electrical charge which affected the technical cab came from here. I can see the technical cab very well from here. An open bottle of cheap wine. A single glass containing traces of alcohol.
Looking for you. I have an idea about the accident.
Never mind. This one is murder.
What?
What?
You? You're the murderer,
You're
eh?
off your head.
Are you sure, Holmes?
Oh yes, a murder and an accident, because the killer, by electrocuting the cab, created this chaos. And so this multiple crash is now our great chance.
Our great chance? Of what, Holmes?
The culprit could not have planned for this to happen, don't you see? And it is possible that he is still here due to the prompt arrival of the police. Now I see 5 men who could be our murderer. Let us take a look at the map.
My poor leg.
No, it wasn't like that. I don't think so. I should pay more attention to details. No, it wasn't like that. I don't think so. I should pay more attention to details. That's it. Constable, I suspect 3 people here. Take them to Scotland Yard for questioning.
As long as I don't leave empty-handed, all's good and well.
I know that look, Holmes. Have you found something new?
That's right. In order to trap the cab, the killer must have known the precise route it would take. Or even, that could suggest the cab must have set out not far from here, in this very street, perhaps.
Remarkable. Holmes, I'm terribly sorry, but I must go to the hospital now to help tend to the wounded.
I understand, Watson.
But don't forget our earlier discussion. About Kate.
Mr. Holmes, we have a slight problem.
What happened?
One of the suspects, Mr. Reginald Butcher, has escaped. It was after we asked him to put his belongings in the evidence room. I'm sorry.
How did he escape?
He hit me in the face. Took me by surprise, you know, otherwise I...
Of course. That's all?
Just before he left the yard, he shouted, "Sorry, I'll come back later."
Sorry, I'll come back later.
He could have said that without punching me.
Is Inspector Lestrade here?
No, he will be absent for a couple of days. Can we keep this incident between us?
A book. Karl Heinzen's 1848 Der Mord, with a bookmark. A book. Electrical wires. This terrible passage is apparently appreciated by Garrett. Whiskey. Of poor quality. My life has changed thanks to Pastor Gordon and my faith. Thick leather gloves. They're probably insulated. Murad. Quite a popular brand of cigarette. The initials MB. This pen is an expensive one, but it isn't new. Reginald Butcher is fond of sweets. This letter from yesterday perhaps explains why Butcher was in such a hurry. At any rate, I now have an exact address. Reginald Butcher had problems with his job. The belongings of the victims, Rasco and his acolyte. A police report about Rasco. He's only a minor criminal. A standard deck of playing cards. A normal pocket knife. Rasco is fond of licorice. Ha! A Webley revolver. Locked. Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation.
I'm Benjamin Fowler, and I was arrested by mistake. I swear it.
You have not been arrested, Mr. Fowler. You are here as a witness.
Oh, but I saw nothing. I swear. Let me go.
Could you tell me what you were doing at the scene of the accident?
I was working on the square's statue. I work for the council. I swear it.
Mr. Fowler, does the name Rasco ring any bells with you?
First time I ever heard it. I swear.
But your tattoo resembles his. You are in his gang, are you not?
No. It was a long time ago. I already forgot. I swear it. I just picked a few pockets for him when I was a young fellow. But I ain't proud of what I did. All my family, my parents, my brothers, dogs and cats all died when I was a lad. I wouldn't have survived otherwise.
Do you ever work with electricity?
Yes, sometimes. I repair electric lampposts, but I'm not a specialist. I swear it. It's new, isn't it? And complex and dangerous.
I understand.
Mr. Holmes, I know you're a great detective and you understand me, so please let me go. I know nothing, I swear.
Yes, you swear it, I know. Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Thomas Garrett. Why am I here?
You are a witness to murder.
Of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that the police jailed an innocent man in order to close a case.
No one has been charged yet.
Yet.
You have a severe cough. Are you suffering?
It's only a cold.
Why not be honest with me? You are spitting up black fluid.
Ah, well observed. Yes, I have enough coal dust in my lungs to fuel an entire London district.
You were a miner then?
Since the age of 13, yes. At the Newcastle mines. 15 years of hell. Those were bloody times. But now it's over. I don't want to die in those holes like my father and my brothers did, in order to line the pockets of the rich.
Do you have any electrical knowledge?
How do you know about that? You a mind reader?
There are electrical wires amongst your belongings.
Clever. Yes. I teach electrics to my comrades, since I'm currently without paid work. I'm self-taught, so we're not as dumb as you might think. And I don't want to work for bosses anyway.
Did you perhaps see anything in particular during or after this disaster?
Yes, I saw part of your bourgeoisie burn up and explode. It was spectacular.
Why did you remain in the square? Why not seek shelter?
Like the rest of the sheep, there were some wounded comrades, workers. I wanted to help them.
I'm apparently in the children's ward. Merrill Butcher. Mr. Reginald Butcher, I've come from Scotland Yard. Might we talk?
All right, but not too loudly. She's finally asleep.
Is she your daughter?
My pretty little Merrill. She's very ill. Now look, I'm sorry I ran, but I had to see Dr. Blowberry today and the policeman wouldn't listen.
Don't worry, I understand now. What do you do for a living, Mr. Butcher?
I work at the office of the Underground Electric Railways Company.
Then you must be familiar with electrical devices.
I am indeed. Why do you ask?
It is of no consequence, but tell me, what are the reasons behind the problems you're experiencing at work?
Problems? What do you mean?
You have already received a written warning.
Yes. I'm often late to work. My boss doesn't understand my situation. It's difficult since my daughter became ill.
I see. Coincidentally, we found one of your company's cabs in the square where the accident occurred.
Really? Why was it there?
I have no idea. Do you?
No. But a week ago we had a technical cab stolen, along with its tools. Do you think that could be the one?
It's possible. Celebratory bunting. A workshop. Saleable items are produced here. It looks as though the carpet was placed here intentionally. An old access point to the sewers. An old access point to the sewers.